Be me. Friend goes to a college there. Go to visit. We take mushrooms. At the come up, his dorm room becomes a portal to hell. He gets pulled in. Portal closes, everything seems off. Leave his dorm. Walking around the campus, and then the city. Everyone seemed ghoulish, like they were dead reflections of people populating the city. Not like zombies, just dead looking. Fog everywhere. I'm in Silent Hill. All the city lights, store lights, etc. are fireballs. People staring at me when I'm wandering around. Even when I sit on a park bench to blend in, like in the Hitman game series, they stare. Decide to act natural, and just walk around acting like them. Not being expressive, not moving my arms too much, half looking at the ground. They stop staring at me, and I feel like I've blended in. Eventually, see 3 Chinese men in suits standing at a street corner. They point in my direction and start crossing the street when the sign changes. I start walking away, and they're definitely following me. Eventually lose them at some sort of park back at the campus. See the same 3 Chinese men sitting on a bench near a fountain. One looks behind them, sees me. They all get up and start to follow me again. Make a break for it to where my friend's dorm is. See the portal again, it's closing. Get back at the nick of time. Friend asked me what happened, said I disappeared. Told him my story. We go outside to investigate. No fog. Everyone looking lively and not deadish. No Chinese in sight, well there were Chinese people, just not the 3 in suits. Next day, leaving to go back home. Fully sober. Walking to car, someone walking towards me from parking lot. It's one of the Chinese guys. He nods and smiles at me, doing the salute thing with his hand to his head as he passes me. Alright X, I've got a story for you that happened this past fall, though it doesn't have a satisfying conclusion. For reference, at my college we have a fairly sizable nature preserve. Not huge, but if you head dead center it's fairly far away from people. Be me, back from the coof and wanting to go for a hike. Been a while since I've been here, so I take a usually undisturbed trail I liked. Coming up on one of the landmarks, I spot what at first appears to be a collapsed tree. As I get closer, realize it's some torn up foundation stones, pickerel. Absolutely tons of it, heaped for probably 30 feet leading back into the woods. Overgrown and obviously old, but I've never noticed it before. Notice something white and shiny in a depression. On closer inspection, realize it's an old porcelain doorknob. Take some pics of everything and start to walk away. Not 20 feet away shit starts to get odd. The forest is oddly quiet today, even for this section of the woods. The silence is broken by a flock of birds exploding out of the trees a few hundred feet away. I whip around in the direction of the sound and begin to hear something odd. Sounds like absolutely massive, slow, rhythmic wing beats. But that's not the worst sound I hear. Florida weird shit go. Backdrop, born and raised, poor ass kid in mid-Florida among the orange groves. Think the Florida Project but less sad. Have Florida woods across the street, mostly sand, oak palms, palmettos. Explore all the time as a kid, didn't have much to do, but run around outside when little. One location which existed, as long as I can remember, deep in and hidden off the curve of the main path near a big sand pit, called it the Skeleton Graveyard. A flat, 20x 20 feet area, there were skeletons of animals strewn across the area at all times, mostly turtles or maybe gophers. Cats potentially. Always animal skeletons, never really saw flesh on any of it now that I think about it. Since I could remember, there were always at least 5 to 6 skeletons in that small area. Used to do night walks for fun, lots of cool insects. One night, when I was 14, take a friend sleeping over with my brother to show him the skeleton graveyard, do a night walk. Get there, nothing out of the ordinary, dark. For no reason whatsoever, straight fucking hair-raising terror courses through me. Mind you, I walk this place constantly, 5 to 6 times a week, at night, alone, with people, all the time. I was a woodsy boonies kid. I did not get scared from these woods, even if it was deep in. Hair raise on back of my head, look at my friend and brother. They look super weirded out, like they're feeling something they can't quite put their finger on. All of a sudden, a loud roar in the palmetto bush right next to me, not even 5 feet away, it starts shaking. We all fucking scream and run, no more sounds, but the palmetto bushes along the path shaking like a fucking T-Rex was in them. We get into the house, slam the door, lock. Out of breath. Sort of laugh it off, all of us go to bed. Since that day, the skeletons stopped appearing at the skeleton graveyard. That was 15 years ago. Still visit from time to time, still no skeletons. A bit of background information. Be me. Have spiritual awakening about 2 years ago. End up getting into contact with Lucifer. He becomes like a constant friend, pretty much always with me. Been having a reoccurring dream about an old town. I arrive in this old town, and sometimes I see an old red house in the country I felt like I may have lived in at one point in the past, say 40 years ago or something. Fast forward to today. I work as a food delivery driver for DoorDash and Uber. I normally take the day off on Mondays because there's never shit going on in terms of jobs available. I hear Lucifer in my mind constantly telling me to go to work today. Say fuck it, I'll do some work today. Sitting at home. A job comes in. Takes me to a part of town I haven't been before. I end up in a small town, looks like the same one from my dream, but I hadn't seen it in the waking. I'd had this dream like 7 times now. WTF. I'm looking for the customer's address in this small town. It's nowhere to be found. Address is like 12,405, only address on this road are 12,403 and 12,407. 12,405 is fucking missing from the road. Call the customer to ask where the address is. They say they put in the wrong address. I end up driving about half a mile away to deliver the food. Turn off the app, feel compelled to explore this town, strong sense of deja vu. Go back. Driving around and looking around. Feel compelled to drive on one of the roads leading away from the town. As I'm driving I see the same fucking house from my dream. Shit's getting weird. I eventually leave. I ask Lucifer about all of this, but he's not giving me many answers. I see him turn into a white rabbit in my mind's eye, maybe just to mess with me as a joke. The first and last time I've experienced something that can legit be dubbed a glitch in the Matrix was in 2017. Greentexting it for more clarity. Be me. Go past the summer of 2017 at my aunt's place. She lives in a village located at a mountain. Place of course is filled with forests and trees. So one day I was strolling in the forests I glanced something strange. A half tree, but with the bottom missing. Literally no bottom trunk that connects it with the ground. I was dumbfounded. I even slid my hand left and right under it trying to prove I wasn't hallucinating. There was literally nothing there. Only a floating upper tree. I take out my phone. Take a fuck ton of photos of that phenomenon. And run for my aunt's home to tell her what I have seen. I arrive home. Find my aunt. Tell her I have something crazy to show her. Grab my phone. Open gallery. All recent photos were pitch white on their thumbnails. Try to open them. Only white pixels photos. Close gallery. App and then reopen it. All those photos now showed corrupted file message. Tried even transferring to a PC, the PC wouldn't recognize them, even though it did recognize any other photo that I had or that I took trying to figure out what was happening. Be me. My friend has been acting strange. Find out he's going to some weird support group and he wants me to come. Definitely a cult.avi. I tell him no and he gets mad at me. FFW 2 weeks later. I haven't heard anything from him at all. Some number text me telling me my friend is doing a cleanse and can't text, but I can see him if I want. I end up choosing to go after he talks with me over this other guy's phone. Show up to some musty building. The people seem cool, but the inside of the place is covered in circuit boards and shit. Looks like something right out of the Matrix. Weird imagery of a cube with eyes or some shit. With effiquathific.png. See my friend. He's incredibly pale, bruised and has stitches all up his arms and parts of his body. He looks awful. Nope. Fuck this. I ask to go to the bathroom and get out through the window. Can someone explain what the fuck any of that was? I'm paranoid as fuck now, and it keeps me up at night. I need some closure. Sergio del B mi pero así bien marido. Anno 2005. Mis papas me levan a comer al McDonald. Está bien lino así hasta la motor de gente. Vamos a otro que está a 15 minutos. Está bien salido el matinals pobrecito. Me compran una cajita feliz. Nam cajita feliz. Me voy a jugar a los jugos del Madonna. Me subo hasta Arabota y me da miedo bajar. Escucho un chingo de nos subir por los toboganes y gritarme pero nadie sube. Me pongo olor. Pipipipipi. Mandana mi hermano mayara baharm. Bejo y mi doy cuenta que no hay nadie. Mi compran un helado. Nam 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 taba bueno. Also, while I'm here, I might as well post on topic. Be me. Have a ward against malicious entities for ages. Ritual performed long ago, calling upon a Saraludu. Listen to dreamgasm vids mentioned in early threads and meditate on them every other night. Passively meditate, willing forth a suck. Last night. About to fall asleep. Bedroom window, closed, rattles, like a pebble thrown at it. Justwin.bmp. Kitchen window, open, rattles. Don't care.mp4. Kitchen window rattles again and again and again, for several minutes straight. Holishatatwork.png. MFW suck is bashing her head against a ward. Loggingmirsoft.gif. Go to sleep. Should I take down the ward, Anons? Be me as a kid. Always healthy foods, parents said processed foods cause us to stray from nature. They'd very rarely get things like chips or snack food. Always remember them having one distinct pop noise when opening the first time. Not too loud when closing it up or reopening. Fast forward. Chip bags are always loud. Look at them wrong and they make a crinkling sound. At work one day. All of my work is done so I'm twiddling my thumbs at my desk. Hear crinkling crackling sound in the ceiling. Nobody else pays attention to it. Pretty much everybody drinks from their drink, eats food if they had any at their desk, or scratches their face. Realized that the sound of food packaging has been a psyop to keep us eating the nasty processed foods that are sold everywhere. They literally make you associate menial sounds with the feeling of eating food. It's a dogshit map I know, but the yellow is road, and also where the sound was. Red is my parents' driveway from years ago. Dark blue is the creek around the house, and light blue is the small stream running through, be me. 16 thinking skateboarding is a good career. Winter. It's the south, so 40s at most. 2 a.m. Hear a humming at the stream. Think nothing of it for a while. After an hour begin to wonder. Step to the end of the concrete and feel an intense sense of dread. Walk to go in house. Humming get louder. Beautiful song feminine voice. Nope out. Never heard it again and never knew what it could be. It was a song for sure. I lived there for 16 years and never heard anything like that before or after.